Press the code. Okay, Bismillah. So, Jazakallah, Amina, for coming today. I'm just gonna go ahead and introduce you. So, you are a health coach, right?
Yes, I define myself as a wellness and nutrition coach, basically. That's how I define myself.
Okay, subhanAllah. And today what I want to do is just ask you a few questions about like your experience when you kind of like, I guess, worked with me, which was a little while ago now. But I want to kind of understand and know your journey from then to now and some of the lessons, inshallah, that you've picked up along the way. So I'll give you just a little bit, if you can just give us a quick kind of summary of exactly what you do and how you help people, that would be really great.
Yeah. So basically, my personal story is that in 2018, I started a rebalancing program, just nutrition, with my son as a coach. My son, 28 in France, he coached me because I was not very overweight, but I was looking pregnant. So I started just to stop people asking me when is baby due. She was already 5 months. I did lose the belly and I was gaining weight again. So I started that. He wanted me to start as a coach as well, but I was not interested because I was a website designer with WordPress and I was also doing my own skincare, lip balm. Basically, I wanted to create my own skincare. So I told him 4 kids, 2 businesses. I don't have time for another one. Thank you. And then when he talked about nutrition at the beginning, again, I was not interested, thinking I'm fine with my 68 kilo for 1.70 m. But when everyone asked me when is baby due, I realized I was not that fine. And he helped me. And long story short, what really changed is from the first day, the first 3 days, just tweaking a little my nutrition. It was not a diet or something strict at all, but just tweaking few things. I had like more clarity of thought, no mood swings anymore, no slumps, energy through the day. And even my parenting and everything changed. So I thought, and I started to share that with everyone, because if I have a good tip about something, I would just share with everyone. I make money or not. If I buy a new lipstick somewhere and it's great, I would tell everyone, even if I don't sell anything. So I started to talk about that to everyone because I was thinking, as moms, and I have a parenting blog as well. So that's something that really, it's a passion for me. And I realized that I knew food was important, but I did not know it was that important for everything. So I started to share, and then I met a friend who has some health issue. So I was not sure about how to advise her. So I called my son. And he told me, excuse me, what are you doing? You said you are not interested in my business, but you are doing it as a volunteer. And then I thought, but I like it. So I dropped the web design, which I was doing only for money because it doesn't ask stock or so. But it was not really my passion. But helping people with how they feel was really my passion, my drive. So I started to coach people. At the beginning, it was only nutrition, but because I coach mainly ladies, I realized that they have problem with hormones. So I bought some courses about hormones from American doctors, exercise that will rebalance. So I was coaching with nutrition and hormones. And then 2021, my son went through 2 cancers. So it was a very hard time. And I stayed strong.
You say 2 cancers?
Cancer. Yes, my son in France, he went through 2 cancers, 2021. And it's like I stayed strong during the war, but I had like PTSD after. It's like when he was in remission, which was supposed to be a good news, okay, fine, we can go back to life. It's like everything came out, the buried wounds that I had, and even his cancers, I did feel guilty quite a lot because I know that as a child, I was not the best mom for him. So I know that I have part of responsibility in that. And it made, like, I feel like a volcano going out. And at the same time, a friend of mine in France had a workshop about emotional wounds. And I realized that my dad, my mom had wounds, but not the same at all. And every time I was telling like kind of advice, almost like orders to my mom, it was not the advice that you should give to someone with that wound. So I was making things worse, actually. And I didn't
Here's what I'd like to
that.
ask. Obviously, during that time, and that's actually not that long ago, is it? If you think about it.
20, yes. That was just after we met. When we met, I was starting to develop my just nutrition hormone business. And then I went through this episode, and then I wanted to share again, because I love sharing. I thought I need to share this knowledge about hormones to my English speaking public. And basically, as a nutshell, I had the idea that because I'm 47, almost 48 now, I could do that like 4 decades or almost 5 decades of life in a program. And I created a holistic journey, like body, mind, and soul, like holistic coach reboot. It's literally like you press the reboot button on yourself, but very slowly, so your body doesn't go in panic mode.
Yeah.
And that's
So
basically
my question is, during that period, during that time, how was that kind of affecting you, I guess, on a day to day?
It was so hard because I'm supposed to be a coach. I'm not supposed to have depression or depressed or crying or something. So, and when my way of working is always I offer a free assessment, and you had yours. Because I really want to know where people are, what habit they have, because obviously the advice to someone who eat a lot and someone who never eat will not exactly be the same. So I want to know where people are, what are their objectives, what is their motivation. And I always do that assessment for free. Yes, if they start that's a program with me, that's great. But even if they don't, that's great, because they refer me a lot of people. They start maybe later on. And when I do this assessment, I like to give energy, and I like, as a coach, I like to make them hope that that's possible for them as well. For example, my mom, she was overweight all her life. She started to change her body at age 68. So that's never too late. And that's the message I wanted to give. But for that kind of message, you need energy, passion. And when you feel like down, that's very hard. So at that time, I was giving assessment to literally only people who were almost bullying me to book something. I was not following up with all the people I know. And that's the time when just when I met you, it was just before that all that happened.
Right.
But it did affect me, yes. And I
So when
really
you
want
did,
to share that.
sorry, so when we met, and that's when I was offering my marketing, and I had software, and I had all of these kind of services I offered. What was the biggest, I guess, problem at that moment, at that time, that you had, I
The
guess,
biggest
in your
problem
work
I
and
had
business?
was all the IT and all the different, where should I host the website? How do I do a lead page? Or when I do an event, how they register? Shall I take just the WhatsApp numbers? Basically, all the IT side. And that's when I had the software through you. And I really liked the software. I also even enjoyed more the support that you gave me. And that's also what I wanted to do as a coach, not only just the product I can provide or something, but all the support that really make a difference. Because every time I needed something, or I was asking a question, you were always there to help me. And I did learn so much from you. And you being that present, that really something that I liked and that I wanted to implement with people I coach. So
Oh
that's when
wow, SubhanAllah, I didn't know that.
yeah,
But that's lovely. So like, what did you learn?
I learned that it's good to focus on what's matter most, which for me is not how beautiful look, for example, a picture or a website, but more how many people can register to that event, even if they and to not spend too much time on IT, because that's not my job. My job is to coach people to transform their life. The IT is just the vehicle. It's like a car. When you want to go somewhere, the kind of car you use, blue or red, we don't really care. You just want to go from A to B. So I didn't want to waste time on something that doesn't bring any
Yeah,
return. But coaching people do bring return, because when I change lives, I change a mom's life, which will improve. Maybe because of me, she will not divorce. She will be a better mom. The children will not go through trauma like I did as a child, because the mom was, because she's more in peace with herself, she will not say hurting words to the kids, so she will not
yeah,
traumatize them.
yeah, yeah.
And they
And
will,
actually, we have a level of generational trauma where we actually pass on all of this baggage to our kids, and we don't even realize it half the time. And I think I think it's so important that every generation kind of has that place to heal from
Yes.
whatever they've been through. And I think even the more, even you know, as people in our industry, we invest in doing the work in ourselves, right?
Yeah.
But I still think that we can do as much work as we can, and we will try and safeguard and try and not pass on whatever we can, but there will still be something for that child to take in. Um, and that's not a bad thing, but I think because we're aware of this, we now, like when they grow up, we can guide them in their own healing. And I think that's a really beautiful gift that
And
we can do
being a
for
mom,
them.
yes, and I can really see that myself. It's like I had two lives. But being a mom, I was 19 when I had my son, inexperienced and everything. I was not even healed myself. I was not even grown up myself when I had him. And now being a mom of four between 5 and 11, I really see that when I talk to them, I try to think before I say something, how hurtful can be that word? Is it that useful to say that? Is it that productive to say that?
And
And when it's
where
not,
am I coming from?
yes,
So
yeah.
I
And
think
I really feel that the four little ones will not grow. Obviously, they will have some issue or kind of stuff with, but they will not have to go through that deep healing and deep uh, cleaning, we can say, like my oldest one.
yeah, 100%.
And I want to be the one that will break that chain of like curse, we can say. And even
Yeah.
when I coach people about their food, I teach them at one point there is we have tests about without telling them which one it is. I have some tests that they can feel, and I have some statements, and they put a 0, 5, or 10 regarding how much they relate with that statement. And when I did the test for myself, I realized that if I did the same test 3 years ago, I would have plenty of 10 and 5. But now, when I did that test, there was some 5, but no 10 at all. But I could still see some want, and and then I give the key to people. Once they have done the test, I tell them what are their biggest wants and how these wants impact their food behaviors
Yeah,
and what
100%.
they can tell themselves and what they can tell to their husband, kids, or whatever who have the same want. So now they can help them heal, basically.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm just gonna take you back to the marketing and the business work that, well, the coaching and the software that we did. Um, you obviously would have had experience with other coaches, marketing coaches, business coaches, and you've had experience with myself. So what I would ask you is, how was, I guess, your experience with me different to others?
Your experience with my experience with you was the support and how available you were when I needed something. I didn't feel that I was sending a message to a machine that will answer 3 months later with a template message or something like that. I could really see that I had the answer to what I really needed, and that like a bespoke service. I really felt that. And at the same time I met you, I had another coach, not for marketing really, but for general coach. And she was a very dodgy coach. I paid £9,000 for that, which was, I thought it would really help me make plenty of money, which she didn't. And I realized that what experience do I want my clients to have? So I know now exactly what feeling I don't want them to feel and what feeling I want them to feel. I really want them to feel that, oh, I didn't pay a lot, but she over delivered and I paid so much and it's an empty shell. I really want people to be happy with that. And I never want them to put their forehead on the floor with a bad feeling about me. And because even if they don't make the art, their heart is there. And I don't want anyone to have something in their heart when they pray. I really want people, like I have few people telling me that. I mean, I can't forget you when I pray, because before I couldn't even prostrate on the floor because of my knees. Now, because you helped me, I have much less
Yes.
inflammation or no inflammation, and I lost so much weight that now I can prostrate. And every time I prostrate, I have to think about you. And just recently, I had a lady who started the 12-week program with us. And she went to Umrah and she said, Amina, even in the breakfast, I was telling the other ladies at the Umrah what they should have for breakfast. And I had your voice
SubhanAllah,
in
that's
my mind about,
beautiful.
and I thought, oh, I was not there, but still I was there in one way. So I
So
really, that's
tell
the
me,
kind of feeling I want.
and that's really beautiful because that really shows as well your dedication to try and have that excellence and try and over deliver and always, I guess coaching is all about relationships, right? It's a relationship and you have to build and nurture relationships and it's really powerful. Um, but
Yeah.
what I would like to say is obviously it's been I don't know, maybe about a year, I think, since you know, you've kind of continued on into kind of using the marketing and things that we worked on. And obviously we've kind of touched base now and again, but today is kind of recently is kind of the only time we've really caught up. So
Yes.
where has that helped you to come to now?
It helped me to save a lot of time, which all that time saved can be used in building something that will change people's life and building the better relationship than me being on where do I change the color of that or something. You stay 3 hours on the laptop, which is useless, for example. But now I can do that all quickly, which is like just putting the key in the car and just moving with, and it really helped me um, to grow, and I will be able to scale very quickly all that business from what I have now. Uh, I
Has
don't need
your
to reinvent
has your
it.
business grown from that point?
When I started with the software, I had a masterclass with only a few people. I didn't even know how to send an email to everyone, how to create an automated email or something. And I did figure out, and it was complicated, but with all the video that you gave us and all the private message that we had, it it shortened the time that it should have taken without you. And now I can do so much. And I think of you when I do it. And I remember last time when I was cloning one page, and I was thinking, oh, if she can remember how I struggled with that. And now I just clone, and I'm teaching my son who is 11, is homeschool. I'm teaching my son how to do it. So next time I will not do it at all. I will have a PA, like a free PA, uh, and he loves IT. So that's the difference with me. He loves IT. He loves like coding, for example, or something like that. So he will love doing that, and he will manage all that. And he's thinking to even create his own like membership or program about coding, about thriving Muslim kids, how to be thriving and being Muslim. And that goes with my parenting passion as well. So yeah, that really helped me save a lot of time. Really, that's basically in a nutshell what it did. Saving the time from what's necessary, but that's not necessary to spend a lot of time on it, to spend more time on what matters most, which is the people. That's how it helped me.
It's beautiful.
And you saw my last. I sent you the registration page, and you saw that. So I know I progressed. I know I
Oh
made
yes.
progress.
Oh, what I saw, and I was like, "Whoa, she's a professional now."
Yes.
Mashallah.
Yeah.
So here's what this is just a final question is obviously I've evolved in the way that I'm coaching now, and it's kind of whilst business and marketing is like fundamental concepts that help, there's a lot of leadership and well-being and things that I'm kind of like leaning into. So based on your experience with me, and anyone here that's watching, what is kind of I was going to say what's your experience? We've actually really talked about that, but more about is um would you recommend my services based on your experience with me? I guess is
Oh,
what I would ask.
definitely. Oh, definitely. I would recommend whatever you do, even if it's not exactly the marketing, you would coaching something. And I'm sure even if you were to do tuition or even cleaning or something like that, I know the commitment you will put in what you do, and they will never be disappointed with you. I'm sure. I know. So I would definitely recommend whatever you do, even whatever field it will be, and even more when it's something that you really like coaching or something like that. Yeah. Because I could see your passion when you delivered and you wanted us to understand what would really help our business. And we could see that you were not here for more money, because you help us or you don't help us, the money you earned from us was exactly the same. But I could see already that what you wanted us is to thrive as coaches, because through our thriving as coaches, you would get some reward as well. So you wanted us to impact more people through the tool that you gave us. And
that is actually a big part of why I kind of focused in on the marketing at that time as well. Because in my head, my vision, I think I still have it on the board, is it says to become the go-to person that helps coaches spread healing all over the world and in every home. So like if I was a tool to help you guys do that, then I would also benefit in some of the reward that comes with that as well.
yeah.
So there was kind of like a more intentional purpose behind some of the work that I did. And alhamdulillah, that's also evolving in me trying also helping others to do that from my own place now as well, subhanAllah. So jazakallah so much for coming on this Zoom and just sharing a few words. I really appreciate you coming on, and I'm so excited to see how much you grow.
And that's so sincere.
SubhanAllah. Jazakallah so much, Amina. Just a quick thing, if people wanted to reach out to you about your wellness, your nutrition, your hormone balancing, how can they reach you?
So they can add me on Facebook or Instagram, Amina Karine Kermous, or they can go on my website, which I build with your software, committofit.uk. That's the general website. And if they just want to know more about that 12-week program, is committofit.uk/register-to-program with double ME at the end. So that's the link.
Brilliant. Okay, Jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.